As we begin to learn React, we often focus on features, but small habits make a huge difference. Here are 3 tips that'll make your React code cleaner, shorter, and easier to read. The first one is destructuring. If you've been using props everywhere, you've probably written something like this. For example, here we have a function called userCard, which receives something called props, short for properties. Inside the component, we use props.user.name to access the name value passed from a parent component. So if we pass a user object like name Alice, this component will render Alice on the screen. In short, props is just how we send data into a React component. Now, the problem with this approach is that it quickly becomes repetitive and hard to read, especially as your component grows. Every time you want to access something from props, you have to keep typing props again and again. For example, in this function, see how props.user keeps repeating? It works fine, but it clutters your code, making it longer and harder to scan, especially when you have multiple values to use. That's why we use destructuring, to clean this up and make it more readable. To use destructuring, we just wrap our props argument with a curly braces. And then let's define the prop items directly inside the function like this. Now we're pulling out name, email, and age directly. No need to repeat props everywhere. This way our code looks cleaner and feels easier to read. Next, let's talk about early return. This one's all about keeping your components simple and avoiding deep nesting. A lot of beginners write something like this. In this example, we're checking if the user exists first, meaning the user is logged in. Then, inside that, we check if the user is active. If both conditions are true, we show the dashboard component. But if the user doesn't exist or isn't active, the code skips those if blocks and goes straight to the last line, returning the login component instead. The only problem? We had to nest multiple if statements, which makes the code harder to read. And that's where the early return trick comes in. Instead of wrapping everything inside multiple if statements, we can simply return early when a condition isn't met. Here's how that looks. Now, what's happening here? We're checking first if the user doesn't exist or isn't active. If that's the case, React immediately returns the login component and stops running the rest of the code. But if the user is active, it skips that line and returns the dashboard instead. This makes the logic easier to read with no extra nesting, and you can understand what's happening at a glance. So the idea is simple. Handle what's not needed early and let the main code flow naturally. Speaking of code, if you love vibe coding, you've probably seen the Gemini 3 release with AI agents coding by themselves. We're all wondering how secure that really is, and that's why we use TestSprite. As developers, we all know that debugging can burn hours, and manual testing is, let's be honest, nobody's favorite part. That's where TestSprite steps in. It basically acts like a silent teammate in the background, double-checking everything you create in real time. It's a fully automated testing agent that runs right inside your IDE. It watches your app as you code, catches issues early, and even suggests fixes, all without you writing a single test file. It plugs into your editor through MCP, so it works smoothly with Cursor, Tray, Claude Code, and VS Code. To show you how it feels in action, imagine we're testing that React inventory system we built. We say, can you test this project using TestSprite? It reads the entire project, and then it opens a clean setup tab where we choose whether we're testing the front end or back end, set our port, and drop in our PRD, the project requirements document. After that, it uses the MCP server we linked and starts generating tests automatically. When the run finishes, it gives us the full breakdown. And the best part is hopping over to the TestSprite site to see each test with visual playback, so you can literally watch where things broke. Pretty awesome, right? Setup takes under 2 minutes. All you need is Node.js 22 or higher, a free TestSprite account, and an API key from your dashboard. Once it's in, it feels like having a built-in QA teammate that never sleeps. And if you want to try it, new users get 1 free month on the starter plan. Perfect for seeing how much faster and cleaner your workflow becomes when testing happens in the background automatically. Check out TestSprite.com. The link's in the description. Give it a try and see the difference for yourself. Now, back to the video. And now, let's move on to the last tip, using null in state. When beginners start learning React, they often do something like this. It looks harmless. But here's the problem. An empty string doesn't really mean no user. It's just a string, not the absence of data. Instead, it's better to start with null. Now React clearly understands that there's no user yet. It's also much easier to check later when rendering. Here's what's happening. If the user hasn't loaded yet, React shows a loading component. Once the user data arrives, it renders the profile. This small change helps you avoid weird bugs and makes your state logic more predictable. So, to recap, destructure your props for cleaner code, return early to avoid nested conditions, and use null in state to represent nothing yet. 3 small habits, but they'll instantly make your React code look more professional and easier to maintain. Also, the full code snippets are available in the code slides, linked in the description. If you'd like to create code videos like we do, CodeSlides is the tool we built for that, so go check it out. We'll be sharing more React tips and tricks like this every week. So make sure to subscribe and stay tuned. That's it for now, Novas. Thank you for watching.